Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a part one from the last video that I just did on force of character, part 4. Okay, so if we look at the book of Revelation 14, I don't know what's going on with my with my internet right now, or the system. So if we look at the message for that Seventh-day Adventist was supposed to be giving today, if you look at Revelation 14, let's start at verse 6. It says, "And I saw and angels flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and sea and the fountains of waters." Here's the second. "And then followed another angel flying, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is falling, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in their forehead or in their hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture unto the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest day or night who worshipped the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name." Okay, so we know that as believers, the only way, this is not a fearful message. This is a message for us to be aware of the time we are living in. And as Bible-believing Christians, we know exactly what time it is and how are we going to be able to stand. We are not going to be able to stand in our own power. But here, when you listen to Revelation 14:12, here it is. "Here is the patience of the saint. Here are they that keeps the commandment of God and the faith of Jesus." And the faith of Jesus. That is how we're going to make it, okay? So this is not a message to say, oh boy, this is a fearful message. And I know a lot of people probably, scared about when they read a Revelation, but it's just different images depicting different nations, okay? So you got to just know the nations. I won't go into it because, like I state, I've been sharing a lot of what other pastors are preaching, and they do a full lesson on the book of Revelation, what I've just mentioned. Okay, so just make sure you guys go ahead and take the time out. Put away those TV movies that you're watching and just wasting your time. It's time for us to be serious of the time we're living in. We do not want to be caught off guard of what's going on. We need to be aware of what's going on around us. And then if you also look at them, I believe let me look at my notes here. I have something else. Hold on. Okay, so when we think about, for my Seventh-day Adventist believers, if you look at 1 Peter 4:17, let me go there. 1 Peter 4:17, and it goes on to say, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it is first begun at us, why shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?" So if you look at 1 Peter 4:17, we know that the judgment begin in the household of God. So Seventh-day Adventists and ones that may be backslided, God is going to hold us accountable for not preaching the message. Revelation 14, okay, warning people that Babylon is fallen. We need to come out of that system. It's a religious system. So we have two worship that's going on here. God created marriage, and then he also rested on the Sabbath day, because remember, he created man on the sixth day, so man did not work, but God rested as an example for us to keep his commandment. So God, remember the Sabbath day. Why is that on all the 10 commandments That is the only one he asks us to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, right? It's the only day. And then when we're saying that, okay, I'm going to this, I don't believe that, but then we're going to go ahead and worship man on the first day of the week. And when you say Sunday, it's a sun worship. That's where Sunday comes from, sun worship. So if you continue worshiping on Sunday, like I talked about in Revelation 13, when I talk about there's the two beasts. You got the papacy, that's the Roman Catholic Church. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the system. Okay, because God got believers. God got His children in all churches, all denominations. God has His people in there, and He's having them there for a reason. Okay, and when the time comes, when United States, the second beast that came upon the scene, that formed the image that they're trying to form right now is church and state, making church and state one. So when they institute that and it becomes a law, that we have to decide whether we're going to serve man on the first day, Sunday, that they're claiming, okay? And we know that's a false doctrine. That's false. That's not God's day. Or we're going to worship God on the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day. That's the Sabbath. Saturday is God's day. Saturday, not the first day of the week. If you think about, remember in Luke, the book of Luke, Luke 23. You can look at it. Jesus rose 23, and you can also look at the 24th verses 1. He rose on the first day of the week. He rested in the grave on Saturday. So the Bible is clear what day is the Sabbath. If you go and do your own research, it's clear that the papacy stating that they're the ones that changed God's day from Saturday to Sunday. And once the law is passed, the national Sunday law is passed, it will be too late for Seventh-day Adventists, because God judgment begins at the household. Okay, we were supposed to be proclaiming Revelation 14, and we have not been doing that. So when we think about it, then God is going to go ahead and remove us, and other believers from out of all those other churches will come in and take other people's place that did not, or Seventh-day Adventists that did not follow God's word. Okay, so we can go to these churches, whether it's the Seventh-day Adventist churches or the first day of the week, and not studying the word of God. We are going to be lost, my sister. We're going to be lost, because things are moving rapidly. This will be the last generation on earth history, okay? There's a war that's raging for your soul, okay? So there's no time to be playing and be going to the movies, but, Seventh-day Adventists, we're not supposed to be going to the movies in the first place because it's false. Why would you go there, okay? It's a demonic forces for entertainment. It's not a part of God's message. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. We were supposed to be studying and proclaiming the message so other people can wake up, stop sleeping. But we go to these churches, whether it's Seventh-day Adventist churches, because there's a lot of them that's still putting people to sleep, and people don't realize what's going on. Because why? They are not studying. They stop studying. Until we wake up and do what God has called us to do, we are going to be lost. Once the national Sunday law passes, it will be too late for Seventh-day Adventist believer, but it will not be late for the other individuals in those other churches that have not heard or have not realized, what's really going on. So my sister, my brother, just start studying. Let's start studying. I mean, we all have to give an account of everything we do. We all have to come out of whatever, whether we got to give up smoking or the drinking, or, into multiple relationship, or, playing game, whatever it is, or, or we have another group that, if you look at Leviticus 8:22, men with men, women with men, that's an abomination to God. He said that. So even with those people that's living those type of lifestyle, and any of us that's drinking, smoking, and doing all this stuff, God asks us to come to Him and ask for forgiveness, and to turn away from our wicked ways, right? God, all of us can, everybody can be saved, but we just got to ask him for forgiveness, turn from our wicked ways, and go and seek him, and he will forgive us. But if we continue stating that whatever lifestyle I have or whatever I do, I can just do it because it's my body, I can do whatever I please, then so be it. But then that's not what God called you to be. But if we continue to say, I'm going to do what I want to do, whatever, then that's on you. But according to my Bible, the only way we're going to make it in is by following God's word. And God is looking for a holy people. When he comes back, we have to be spotless, okay? We cannot live the way we want to live. He has a specific guideline for his people, a specific guidelines. And if we are not following the guidelines, whether we go ahead and burn the book because it shows out, it points our sin, but the law points is the sin, right? It's just like the law of the land. Okay, if you go drive 65 miles and in a 55 zone, you're going to get a ticket, right? So it's the same way within this. How do you know? Because they got the laws on the books, right, or the law of the land. And so God has the law of the land, and his law is in the Bible, right? So I am not saying nothing that I'm saying that's from me. I just saying out of God's word, right? It's out of God's word. And you can also look at Leviticus, I believe was 18:22. It talks about it. You shall not lie with a male as one lie with a female. It is abomination. And you can also look at Leviticus 20:13, right? So whatever it is, it's a sin, right? It's sin, it's sin, it's sin. And whether we are, men sleeping around and going from women to women and women doing the same and all that nonsense, going to club, that is not of God. So I'm just saying, for us, we all need to wake up. Whatever it is that is not of God, we need to leave it and put it aside and turn and ask God to forgive us, and so we can be saved. The hour is late, my brother, my sister. It is late for us to stop playing games. It's time for God's people to wake up and do what he asks us to do. And then if you look at my song, forgot my song, and it says, let me see which one. Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight with all thy might. Christ is thy strength and Christ thy right. Lay hold on life, and it shall be thy joy and crown eternally. Run the straight race through Christ, through God's good grace. Lift up thine eyes and seek his face. Life with its path before us lies. Christ is the way and Christ the prize. Cast cares aside, lean on thy guide. His boundless mercy shall provide. Trust, and trusting soul shall prove Christ its life and Christ its love. Faint not, nor fear, his arms are near. He changeth not, and thou art there. Only believe, and thou shalt see that Christ is all in all to thee. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Okay? And then my closing prayer is going to be, I have it written down here. It's going to be Philippians 1:9. This is my closing prayer. And this I pray, that your love abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment. Amen and amen. So my brothers, my sister, thank you guys for stopping by. I know it's a holiday, so just thank you guys for stopping by, and may God continue to richly bless you. And we just go ahead and study, my sister, my brother. Take the time to study God's word, so you don't be so you don't be caught off guard. This is the only weapon that we have against what's about to come against us, is the word of God. And we have to have his word in our minds, in our hearts, okay? So until tomorrow, my sister, my brother, we'll go ahead and finish up on development and service. So until then, have a super awesome afternoon. Take care.